up Instagram. Let's do. All right. Going live, 3, 2, 1. So actually, we're doing double today. We're doing Facebook Live and we're doing Instagram Live. Excited here. Real Q&A. You guys thought I forgot about Real Q&A. What's up, Adam? Well, you thought I forgot about Real Q&A this week. I did not forget about Real Q&A. I just got to find the perfect time to do it. And today it happens to be Thursday. So rocking Real Q&A for you, which stands for Real Estate Answers Live. Doing the live stream, both Instagram, both Facebook. It'll be up on YouTube a little bit later. We'll repost the broadcast here and on IGTV, of course. This is where I answer questions about real estate for buyers, sellers, and realtors, and you get to listen. But you can also submit questions. Feel free to DM me, send me messages as much as you, or send me questions as much as you like. I'd love to know, especially real estate agents. Obviously, this is a little bit biased show as far as for real estate agents and brokers, because I'd like to hear some of the questions that you've had from sellers or buyers, and about your career as well, that you maybe have been answered, or you didn't like the answer that you got, or maybe didn't know the answer to, or how to best answer it. So from my a little over 15 years of experience, I have had a lot of buyers and sellers ask me different questions that I try to figure out the answer to, as well as realtors helping them with their career as well. So this is a place to get answered. It is. So I got 3 questions. I usually just do this format: 3 questions, a seller question, a buyer question, and a realtor question for their career. I got a couple of these today that I hear from. I hear these a lot from agents too. So I'm going to jump right into it. Again, feel free, if you comment, you can definitely send me questions through comments, or you can DM or direct message me as well on Facebook or Instagram, and I'd love to hear some of your questions, and that keeps the show flowing. I don't have to think as much every week. But so basically, again, Chris Ward, broker in charge, Eagle Realty, Real Q&A. Try to do this weekly. Try to get this little piece of content out there and provide some value for you as real estate agents, for you as sellers, or for you as buyers as well. Okay, so here's what we're trying to do. So sellers, so here this time of year, of course, holiday, you see the decorations kind of around me. We're getting ready for Christmas season, for the holiday season. Thanksgiving just passed us. So during this time frame, a lot of times sellers will ask me if they have their home on the market, should I still decorate for Christmas? Like how decorated should I make my home be? Now, this is somewhat subjective, may depend about the market you're in and how much activity, but because activity slows down a little bit here at the beach, yeah, I say go all out for Christmas. Go ahead and decorate as you normally will. A lot of times, actually, the homes show well because people put so much effort into decorating for Christmas that if they decorate, they actually have a little bit more. It's a little bit easier, nicer show. In fact, this is again from personal experience. People tend to keep the house a little bit nicer when they decorate for Christmas. They kind of clean up and organize a little bit more. So sometimes it actually shows better than it would before Christmas season. So I'm usually one that I advocate for listings like go ahead and decorate for Christmas if you do that, if that's your thing. It's not going to hinder showings. In fact, it might help in some manners for some buyers that are looking here. And because in our area the activity slows down a little bit, why not? You're living in the home, so you want to go ahead and make sure that you're doing what you like to do and have fun for the holidays and decor and decorate. The buyer question that we had today is, and again, another one that's kind of location specific, a little bit geographical related, is should I buy in the winter? Like what is winter buying? Should I hold off and not buy in the Christmas season in December, early January, or should I still be looking for real estate? And so to me, it depends, 1, on the type of buyer that you are, and 2, where you are in the country. Now, what I do know about sellers is that a lot of people don't like to move during the Christmas season, especially if it's their primary residence. So if you're trying to buy a primary home from a primary homeowner, then that's going to be a little bit harder because they're not going to want to transition out usually during the holidays. That being said, of course, in my real estate experience, and probably in most of yours, you've probably had sales that have happened around the Christmas time and people move out and transition, and that does happen. But in general, most people are going to try and move the closing date either to after Christmas, the beginning of the year, or if they can close early enough in December, which means you're working with them in the beginning of November. But with buyers that are looking for investment property, I think winter's a great time to buy. Usually inventory is a little bit lower, but people are a little bit more motivated to sell, get that property, that investment property off the books before the first of the year. Go ahead and close it out in the same tax year so they're not carrying over to the next year. So you might have a negotiating advantage to come to the table and say, hey, we can close this before December ends. And that's what happens. So yeah, and exactly, less competition in the winter season as well, because there's not as much traffic, at least in our area. Again, that can be geographically specific, but that happens, and that can be both a win for sellers a little bit because they're not competing with as many listings to go against, and of course buyers that can close quickly and have a little bit of negotiation advantages depending on how quickly that they can get the property off the market. So yeah, I like that. My last question that comes in is realtors. And if you listen to my podcast, the Eagle Reality Career Talk, if that's the podcast that I do, and I just did an episode on this, and I see this year after year after year, real estate agents slow down during the holiday season. They're like, can I take the holiday off? So this is more of an observation more than a question. We could phrase it as a question. Hey, can I slow down during the holiday season and not do as much work? Mine is an emphatic no. Do not slow down. This is the time when you can be connecting with more clients, touching base, and it doesn't seem salesy because you're touching base during the holiday season. You should be putting out more content. You can get more creative with your content during the holidays and show a little bit more personality, a little bit more fun, maybe actually have more branding and reach with the content that you can create now versus the rest of the year that might come off a little bit salesy. And I'm ready holiday or not. There's so much that you can have the ability to connect. You can choose. You can look at your career a little bit more as you're getting ready to start a brand new year. Get all your strategy ready to launch in 2019 and kind of come out guns blazing. My fear is that if you take a little bit too much lull during the holiday season in your work and your productivity, then your beginning of the year suffers even more. You got to kind of ramp up energy. Whereas if you take the holiday season head on and you stay productive through the whole month, then as you crash into 2019, you're already on the upward trajectory and you can keep your career momentum going faster than some of the other agents that do that. So I do not take the holidays off. I think you should do more during the holidays, and plus you have more opportunity to keep growing your career and gain momentum to go into 2019 instead of trying to start 2019 from just a stop. For new agents, yes. For new agents, you definitely got to go. You got to go onto my podcast and some of our videos that we're due here. Because there's so much information that I put out there for them. But I think what I just said there, I think you definitely have the opportunity to, like I said, sometimes seasoned veterans might slow down a little bit. If you're a new agent, utilize this time to create so much more content, so much more branding and marketing that you can put out there related to the holiday season, and it gives you and builds habits that you're doing more and more branding and marketing content on multiple platforms in the holiday season, and that's going to carry you into 2019. That's my best advice for new agents. But submit that as a question because I'll definitely talk about that next show, maybe just some holiday advice for new agents. I'm going to write that down, in fact, so that I can carry that on to next show for that. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Real Q&A. Again, send questions, DM, Facebook message me, email me, wherever. I'd love to have your questions pertaining to sellers, buyers, or your real estate career. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. Thanks for joining, and we'll talk to you soon.